So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and all the guests present here today. I am Ranjani and I will be the Sergeant at Arms for today. I welcome you all to the 302nd meeting of Secunderabad Toastmasters Club. Before we start with the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules that we usually follow in the Toastmasters Club. As a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain yourself from discussing these topics. Please put yourself on mute if you're not speaking, and also please turn off your videos if you're stepping out of the meeting. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise in Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission here is to provide a mutually supportive and a positive environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. So I also see with us that we have a guest here, guest Dinesh. So I would like to introduce yourself.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. My name is Dinesh.
Yeah, audible.
And yeah, I heard about Toastmasters when I was in college, when I was doing it abroad. So one of my biggest fears is public speaking. So I decided to join this support group and hopefully develop my skills.
Okay, it's good to have you here.
Yep, glad to be here as well.
So we also have another guest with us, guest Maulika. Guest Maulika, would you like to introduce yourself? Looks like she has some issues. So anyway, I would like to declare this meeting open and I would hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Omkar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ranjani, and very good morning to all of you. Today, the format of meeting is going to be very interesting because this is not going to be a usual format. This is a Speakathon. So let me start with a very nice quote from Ralph Arbold. What he said, a speech should not just be sharing of information, but sharing of yourself. And you all will agree with me that at Toastmaster, every speaker get an opportunity to share not only just information, but to express yourself. And yes, today is going to be a feast of speeches as 5 eminent speakers are going to demonstrate their public speaking skills. And as I said earlier, the format is quite different than our usual meetings. So we are having only 3 role players apart from Toastmaster of the Day. We are having timer as well as table topic master. So without further ado, I would like to introduce timer of today's meeting. Toastmaster Muthu, can you please unmute and discuss about your roles and responsibility as a timer? Over to you, Toastmaster Muthu.
Right, thank you, Toastmaster Omkar. Very good morning to all and to my fellow Toastmaster and guest. So as a timer is my responsibility today. And my primary responsibility is to ensure the speeches are actually on the time and it's not going above the time. It's above the time limit. So we have 3 categories today. So for prepared speeches, speaker can take about 5 to 7 minutes. So with 5 minutes, speaker will get a green light. At 6 minutes, yellow, and 7 minutes, it's a red. And beyond that, it is considered as disqualification. And for table topics, it's about 1 to 2 minutes, between 1 to 2 minutes. 1 for green and 1.5 as in yellow and 2 for red. And speech evaluation so should be between 2 to 3 minutes. So if it is at 2, it's green, and 2.5 is yellow, and 3 is red. So with that, I will be presenting over to Toastmaster again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Muthu. And I would like to introduce now another role player of the meeting, Toastmaster Ranjani, who is going to be table topic master. Over to you, Toastmaster Ranjani.
Hi everyone once again. So table topics, I am going to be the table topic master today. Table topics is something that helps us think on our feet and also helps us in spontaneity. This helps us in developing 4 important communication skills, that is listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. So here I'll be giving you some of the interesting topics to speak about, and the timer, please note the time would be between 1 to 2 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjani. And with this, let's get into the session. And before I call upon first speaker, I would like to call upon Evaluator, Toastmaster Ali, to share the objective of speech of Toastmaster Niharika. Over to you, Toastmaster Ali.
Toastmaster Niharika is giving her L2 P3 speech. The purpose of the speech is introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. The purpose of these speeches are for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring, and also to share some aspect of a previous experience in mentoring, which may or may not be related to Toastmasters. Timer, kindly note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Niharika. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali. Niharika, can we quickly check your audio video?
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yeah, audible and visible too. That's great. Good to go, Niharika. Are we ready?
The timer cards.
Okay, okay. Timer, can you please demonstrate, show the timer cards?
Yeah, I need access to share my screen.
Ranjani, can you please give it?
Yes, just a minute.
Yeah.
I hope all can see my screen, right?
Yeah, Niharika, can you see?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Toastmaster Niharika, get mentored, get growing, get mentored, get growing, Toastmaster Niharika.
A year back, I was looking for ways to grow and decided that honing my public speaking skills could be a way forward. In this quest, I stumbled across Toastmasters and I attended my first meeting online on Zoom. I really had no idea of the top-notch standard of public speaking going on here. In that meeting, I remember being blown away by the way each role player owned the stage when spotlighted. I was intrigued by their ease of delivery. And all the while, I kept thinking, could I ever be like them? How many of you can relate with me? Please raise your hands. Yes, I see quite a few of you raising your hands. Thank you. So friends, I joined Toastmasters after that meeting, and the answer to could I ever be like them came to me. Here in Toastmasters, anyone can be set on the path to becoming a proficient speaker by getting mentored. Dear Toastmasters and guests, let me dwell on 2 pointers today. First, who is a mentor really? How does Toastmaster envision mentoring? And why is it so important? Second, I will share with you my personal journey on how mentoring has affected me as a prodigy. Starting with who is a mentor. Let me clarify first a few common misconceptions that people have. There are some people who use the word teacher interchangeably with mentor, but they're actually very different. Teaching is about knowledge, whereas mentoring is about experience. Teaching is about focusing on the how, and mentoring focuses on the why. So one could infer that all mentors are teachers, but all teachers are not mentors actually. Then there is another misconception that people mistake coaching and mentoring to be the same, but they are not. They describe different kinds of working relationship. A coach should be skilled and should be able to transfer that skill to the other, whereas a mentor need not be skilled himself and in fact can refer the mentee to the most relevant person who could be able to impart that skill. Another big difference is that coaching is mostly a short-term engagement which is goal focused, whereas mentoring is a long-term informal engagement involving support and guidance throughout the journey. In Toastmasters, we find support from its members both in the form of coaching and mentoring. A mentor is formally assigned right at the beginning when you join the club, and you will find a coach in everyone. Now, to tell you more about how mentoring has helped me grow, let me share a couple of my personal experiences as a prodigy. I am going to mention two of the most influential mentors whom I have been blessed to find in my life. The first mentor is very, very dear to my heart. She is optimistic, enthusiastic, and full of life. She's smart, determined, and hardworking. She has been my role model ever since I was a little kid. She is Sudeshna, my elder sister. In fact, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have been standing here right now giving speeches in front of you all. She pumps me with energy and pushes me to keep hustling, to aim for whatever I want, because I know that she has got my back. Whenever I go to her looking for answers, she makes me question myself and steers me in the right direction so that I can figure out the answers for myself. The other mentor in my life is relatively new. He's kind and patient, calm and enthusiastic. He's confident and innovative in his speech. His smile lights up our weekly Toastmaster meetings. He's none other than DTM Vikram, who is my Toastmasters mentor. His constant support and understanding has played a huge role in building my affinity towards the Toastmasters community. He urges me to be confident and, most importantly, be persistent in my Toastmasters journey. Through him, I'm learning to have faith in myself and to push myself to come forward and take up various roles and opportunities that come in my way in Toastmasters, which is applicable inside and outside this club as well. Not everyone is fortunate to have a mentor in life. Mentors can shape you and your personality for the better. In fact, if Lord Krishna had not mentored Arjuna, then the whole of Mahabharata would have been a different affair. Toastmasters here gives you an opportunity to land a mentor, establish long-lasting relationships. You get a mentor whose guidance can help you become a dynamic personality on and off stage. So dear friends, I urge you all to get in touch with your mentors and upskill yourself. To conclude my speech, I would like to leave you all with a quote by Oprah Winfrey, which is, "A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself." Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Niharika. Wow, what an enticing speech it was. Great. Let's move on to another speaker, Toastmaster Snigdha. But before that, I would like to request Toastmaster Pranidhi, who is going to evaluate her speech, to share objective of speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranidhi.
Thank you, Onkar. Snigdha is giving her speech on level 2, right? Just a second, I just forgot.
L1P4.
She is giving her L1P4 speech, and her speech objectives are: the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Her speech length was 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranidhi. Toastmaster Snigdha, can you please check your audio video quickly?
Am I visible? Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah. Yes, yes, you're audible and visible too. Can you see timer card?
Yes, I can see the timer card.
Okay, good to go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Omkar sir. Okay. Hello.
No issues. I will call upon. Just hold on.
Okay.
Timer,
yeah.
Please make it 0. Thank you. Okay. Toastmaster Snigdha. Phone addiction. Toastmaster Snigdha.
Thank you for the introduction, Omkar sir. Hello. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Snigdha. Today, I'm going to speak about phone addiction. Did you know that an average person checks their cell phone over 100 times a day, and one addicted to their phone would check an average of 1,000 times a day? Sounds crazy, right? But not surprising, because some of us are actually part of that crowd. Have you ever walked into someone or hit something while being busy on your phone? Are you familiar with this scenario or had a same experience before? Well, I have, because I have dashed into people and hit things numerous times unconsciously while using my phone and got embarrassed later. Just imagine, while you are taking a walk on a busy street, or when you're riding a bus, or when you're in your home sitting on your couch, you see people around engrossed with their phones. We use our smartphones for our basic day-to-day activities, like checking our mails, texting, playing games, or surfing through internet, or scrolling through Instagram and Twitter all day long. But how much of this is too much? Are people getting addicted to their phones? Yes. Is phone addiction a real thing? Yes. Phone addiction is a real and growing problem. I'd like to believe I'm a phone addict myself, and thus I decided to finally speak about it. There were few months when my phone screen time used to be around 16 to 17 hours a day. And I would literally use it a whole day. I would literally become restless if I didn't hold my phone or didn't check my phone for a few hours. So yeah, I've been a phone addict myself, and it is a very challenging task to get rid of this phone addiction or reduce the excessive usage of phone. It is actually called as nomophobia. For people who don't know what nomophobia is, nomophobia or no mobile phone phobia is a psychological condition when people have a fear of being detached from phone connectivity. So yes, people, nomophobia is a real thing, and there are people struggling with this. Some symptoms include fear of leaving your house without your mobile, or irritable urge to check your phone even when it's not necessary, or turning to your mobile phone in order to avoid unwanted feelings of depression or anxiety, or getting preoccupied with your phone that you forget about everything else around. So for people who are thinking that you're not a phone addict, I would like for you to think about it again. Reaching out for cell phone have become a need in today's society. In case of not being with smartphones, one might get or start experiencing withdrawal symptoms like anger, tension, depression, irritability, or restlessness. Phones have become an integral part of our lives. That is literally hard to imagine our whole lives without them. And currently, our whole life revolves around phones. It is difficult. So obviously, it is difficult not to get addicted to this substation of entertainment. However, it is not. It is necessary to not fall a victim of it, as its consequences could be damaging. Phones are designed for our convenience and our benefit, so we must limit our phone usage. Otherwise, it may take a charge of our lives. If we feel that we are getting too much addicted to our phones, we need to look out for methods and alternate options or ideas that we can get rid of this. And once you're determined, you can get over this mobile phone addiction by following few methods or few options. The one which I used was, most of the smartphones nowadays, we have this option of viewing the screen time usage. As in, you can go to your mobile phone settings. There you will find digital well-being or parental controls. There you can find two options. One is screen time, another one is app timers. So if you click on screen time, you can have a track of your phone screen time every day. There you can get the records of your screen time for the whole week, and you can compare the amount of time you're spending on your phone every day. And you can also check the amount of time you're spending on each app every day. So, and at the same time, there is another option where you can restrict the number of hours that you're using on a particular app. And you'll be getting a constant notification that so and so amount of time is left in using this app. And after, if you exit that limit, the app automatically gets logged. So this app timer can actually help in reducing the excessive usage of phone and the excessive time that we spend on useless apps. And by limiting the use of phone and setting the number of hours we aim to consume on our mobile every day, and assigning a fixed amount of time for each activity such as texting, social media, gaming, or watching videos, we'll actually overcome the addiction of cell phones. And the second method which I used was getting into real life. We can also get engaged in dancing, painting, playing indoor or outdoor games, or doing household work, or just reading books, and there are many other activities. These will actually help us reduce the urge to check our mobile phones constantly. Sometimes all you just need to do is put your phone down and live in the moment. So if there is anyone who is addicted to their phones like me, I hope you finally realize this addiction and get rid of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Snigdha, for a beautiful speech. Compliments to you. Great. Let's move on to third speaker now, Toastmaster Saptarshi. Before that, I would like to request Toastmaster RamaRao to share the speech objective. Over to you, Toastmaster RamaRao.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, TM Onkar. TM Saptarshi is attempting his L2 P3 in dynamic leadership. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. And purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Thank you. Over to you, TM.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster RamaRao. Toastmaster Saptarshi, can you please quickly check your audio video quality?
Am I visible and audible?
Yeah, you are loud and clear, visible too. Can you see the timer card?
Yes, I'm able to see the timer card in front of me.
Good. All right. Guiding Toastmaster Saptarshi, guiding light or a night lamp? Guiding light or a night lamp, Toastmaster Saptarshi.
Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. I would be lying if I told you that I abide by this rule. I try. I've struggled with learning, and the reason is I tend to try everything I can instead of focusing on one thing and completing that first. Before I get into all this, I'd like to become philosophical here. Do you think it is very interesting to know that you were born in a world that has proven ways to live a life from birth to death with decent level of satisfaction and fulfillment? What I mean is, I'm not the first human being to be born on earth. People have lived and died before me. They have tried out so many things and ways to do things and tried to find their way till the end. Now, you might have different passion, different interests in life. I'm not telling you to follow others' passion or others' interests, but you always have a goal which can be similar to someone else's goal. And let me come to that. So when you embark on any journey, and if you want to carefully trudge along the path with course corrections at regular intervals, get hold of a mentor. Someone who has been there, done that, and you would want to be in his place. I can tell you that the journey becomes a lot easier with the right direction. You simply reach there faster. But there's a caveat to this, but before jumping onto it, let me give you an example of mine. I was preparing for common admission test, the national level MBA entrance test in India, and I had a mentor who guided me. And I can tell you that I saved so much time in getting the results I wanted. At Toastmasters here, I'm fortunate to have DTM Pavan as my mentor, who always corrects my course during my journey to become an effective speaker. He's not there just for one speech of mine, or not just for 2 or 3 speech sessions. He's an experienced speaker who has achieved a certain level of recognition in the community. And he's there to guide me throughout my journey for that ultimate goal of mine. By the way, do not confuse your mentor for a coach. A coach helps you to achieve a specific short-term goal. A coach can have multiple online sessions or multiple offline catch-ups with you to prepare you for that one specific goal, which is in the near term. He may not focus on the next goal of yours. He might focus just on the goal that is just certainly in the near future. Whereas a mentor remains with you throughout your journey for a sustainable and a long-term goal. He can help you achieve multiple goals at different time intervals. So he could be there for you, with you, maybe even for 10 years or 15 years. He's your, let's say, he's your partner for learning. But a coach can be there only for a temporary amount of time. Or you can have multiple coaches. I'm not saying you can have just one mentor, but you get the difference. A coach is for a temporary goal and a mentor is for a long-term goal. Now, coming to the caveat that I mentioned earlier, if you embark on an adventurous journey, I would say, don't ask for a mentor. I would say explore possibilities, find new avenues, make more mistakes, fall, but don't die. Fall faster and get up, dust yourself. When you're going on a trek in the Himalaya, just explore. Don't ask for a mentor or a coach to tell you what is the next checkpoint. Yes, you could ask them for do's and don'ts, but you should not ask them for guiding you throughout the path. Just explore. When you're going biking along the trails, just explore the unknown. In fact, I can give you an example. When I was driving back from Ladakh a few months back, I drove my car through a place called the middle of nowhere. I didn't have GPS at the moment. I did not speak to anyone. I did not have anyone with me. Even before embarking on that journey, I did not ask anyone to guide me throughout, or I did not ask what could be the challenges in the path that I was taking. What are the unknowns? Or what is the best way to go from point A to point B without any risk? I did not ask any of them. I went with that whole mindset of finding anything I could. I did come across interesting creatures, interesting landscapes, but let's park it for some other day. To conclude, I could tell you that if you are embarking upon a journey with clear objectives to obtain certain results, seek mentorship. It could be anywhere in the world, especially in the virtual environment. You could have an offline and an online mentor. You could even have multiple mentors, but do not overburden yourself. And if you want to embark on an adventure, I would say, don't kill the suspense by getting a mentor. A guiding light is your mentor, and the night lamp is your own guidance in your adventure. All the best for your journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saptarshi. Indeed, excellent speech. Compliments to you. Let's move on to another speaker. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Pavan. Before that, I would like to request Toastmaster Saransh to share objective of his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Saransh. Saransh, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, so good morning, everyone. And today, Toastmaster Pavan is going to give his L1 P2 speech. And the objective of the speech is to learn and review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and present a well-organized speech on any topic. Timer, please note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes for the speech. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saransh. Toastmaster Pavan, can you please quickly check your audio video quality?
Am I audible and am I visible?
You're not visible, but audible. I can't see you.
No?
I can see only your fan. You need to set up your camera, I think.
Oh. Now is it fine?
Not yet.
No?
Nope.
Hello?
Maybe he has to change the rear camera.
I just checked quickly your device camera setting.
Can you proceed for another speaker? I will make the settings and I will come back.
Actually,
Okay,
Pavan,
yeah.
there are two of your boxes coming in. So one is showing a video and one is showing an audio. Could you check that? There are two speakers showing.
Or Pawan, would you like to go on without video? I guess that's fine if there is some technical issue.
Pavan, for the audio, other block is coming, and for video, it's coming other block.
Yeah, that's what Pranidhi, I'm just, that's what I'm saying. So if there is an issue with that, we can go ahead with that. I know it's fine. You're visible and audible too. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, sorry for the
Can you see
disturbance.
timer cards? No problem. Can you see the timer card?
Yeah. I'm able to see the timer card.
Okay, good. Very good. Toastmaster Pawan. My Detox Journey, Toastmaster Pawan.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and fellow guests. Myself, Meda Venkat Pavan Reddy. And in my first year of my NICMA, after completion of my classes, I used to browse the internet and I used to scroll down the social media. And my phone time was around 8 to 9 hours. And it was going on day by day like that. One day, I gave a thought to myself that why I'm wasting my time on these two. Then finally, with the help of YouTube, I got this thing called dopamine detox. What do you mean by dopamine? Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter in a brain, and it is naturally produced by a body as a chemical messenger. It has many effects, including behavioral and physical functions such as learning, mood, motivation, attention, and sleep. Cameron Sifa is a creator of dopamine detox or dopamine fasting, and he commonly uses this technique in clinical practices on tech workers and venture capitalists. Cameron Sifa's goal is to get rid of his clients of their dependency on certain stimuli such as phone alert, and notification of social media. And finally, Dr. Sifa has identified 5 major compulsive behaviors that targets the dopamine detox. One, excessive use of internet. 2, gambling. 3, shopping. 4, recreational drugs. And 5, emotional eating. And after knowing about this process about dopamine detox, and I finally started, and I tested myself for 5 days. And the first starting 2 to 3 days, it went too tough because already I was habituated to my phone, scrolling down of social media and browsing of internet. Then later on, I was successfully completed those 5 days of dopamine detox. And the change what I have observed in that 5 days is I didn't use the browsing the internet and also scrolling down the social media. Then later on, I kept the target for 1 month. Basically, I was a big fan of anime episodes like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Psycho Pass. During in this dopamine detox time period, I stopped watching those and I started doing the anime face bursts. Anime face bursts are nothing but the drawing which consists of head, shoulder, and upper chest. And with that, when I'm drawing day by day, it enriches my creativity skills and also innovative ideas how to draw it. And finally, I was replaced the scrolling down of social media with anime face burst drawings. And instead of watching TV, I started I started reading the construction magazines, going for jog and hitting to the gym, and reading the newspaper. And finally, I helped my mom in washing the dishes. In construction magazines, when I'm reading the construction magazines, the three things which I have acquired is one, that the first thing, the technology what they are using, and also second thing, the what they are innovative ideas they are bringing into the construction site, and third thing, what are the softwares they are using to make the work with ease. And after acquiring the knowledge on these three, it finally helped me in my university examinations in NICMAR. And around 5:30, I used to wake up around 5:30 to go to jogging, and also after completion of my jogging, I used to hit the gym. And after completion of my gym around 7 to 7:30, and I used to come back to my home, and I used to pick up a newspaper called Times Now. In that Times Now, I used each and every day, I used to pick up around 4 to 5 new words, and I get to know about the meaning and how we can use those words in day-to-day life and in sentence as well. And finally, after completion of my dinner, I used to help my mom in washing the dishes, so that like that it was happened. And meantime, I'm working on my weaker zones to make those weaker zones into my greatest strengths. And one thing I have observed in this lockdown period is persistence is pivotal. The dopamine detox is not a permanent process. It is a temporary process. Each and everyone have to try it. And the dopamine detox, during this dopamine detox time period, it makes you to self-control from the uh, distractions what you are having. And third thing, the dopamine detox will teach you the how to do the work with ease, for the works like boredom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pavan. What a fantastic speech, man. Thanks for sharing your real life experience. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the last but not the least speaker, Toastmaster Rajeev. Before that, I would like to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Vivek, to share objective of his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, and a very good morning to all of you. My target speaker, Rajiv, is attempting Dynamic Leadership Level 2 Project 3. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of previous experience as a prodigy. I wish him all the very best of luck. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vivek. Rajiv, can you please quickly check your audio video quality?
Yes, all clear.
Yeah, it's clear. I hope you can see the timer cards.
Yes, I can.
Great. Toastmaster Rajiv, my Google Maps. My Google Maps, Toastmaster Rajiv.
Yeah. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. As mentioned by Sergeant at Arms at the start of the meet, she might have mentioned the mission of Toastmasters, that is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are encouraged to develop their communication and leadership skills that help result in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. So as to empower and develop these skills, one needs a guidance in the form of a person who can take you along that path which you aspire for. And that person or guidance is none other than a mentor. I like to think of having a mentor is like having a Google Maps app, at least metaphorically. So just like how map gives you a direction, tells you a quickest route to your destination by avoiding all the traffic. Similarly, a mentor in Toastmasters does the same. So, and I would like to back up this claim with the help of the anecdotes which I have experienced in my 2.5 years journey at Toastmasters. So my first mentor was the former member of our club, Toastmaster Ramesh. So when I joined the club for the first time, he was the one who explained me and introduced me to the world of Toastmaster. He explained me what Toastmasters is, what is its mission, how does the meeting go, and etc. etc. So like that, with his guidance, I eventually took up the pathways and I delivered my icebreaker speech. So after giving my icebreaker speech, when the roster was released in the WhatsApp group for the next meeting, so I immediately requested for a speech slot in the group. So that's when Toastmaster Ramesh said, Rajiv, you don't give speeches in every meeting. Rather, you should try taking up different roles. So by doing so, you not only gain leadership experience, but also the practical knowledge as to how do you handle things. So that's when I said, okay, sir, I understand that, but I don't know anything about other roles. So can you please guide me on that regard? So that's when he said that, okay, Raju, then you do one thing. How about you take a role of general evaluator for the next meeting? And then he explained me about the roles and responsibility for that role. And like that, I took that role and I performed that role successfully for the next meeting. So through which, through his pragmatic approach, that's what has made me come out of this eagerness to complete the level of speeches, right? Which most of the new members often fall victim to. And that's how, since then, I always try to take up different roles for the next meeting rather than completing a pathway. So this was my experience with the first mentor. Now coming to the next mentor or the official mentor as per Toastmasters is my mentor Toastmaster Sivcharan. So if I have to tell about what type of a mentor he is, let me narrate an incident which happened during my early days at Toastmasters. So as usual, I used to write down my speeches and I used to send it to him, and he used to revert me back with the suggestions and all. So one fine day, after reading my speech, he asked me, Raji, did you hear about CC manual? I said, no, sir. What is it about? So that's when he said that this manual, CC manual, is what every new Toastmaster used to follow back in the yesterdays. So this manual contains everything a beginner needs to know. That is, starting with your how to organize your speech, your vocal variety, body language, and your ability to inspire audience, etc., etc. So this manual contains all these aspects and is what required for new Toastmaster. So since this CC was discontinued, you might have not heard about it. So that's when he shared that PDF of that manual and he suggested me to go through it and frame my speeches accordingly. So since then, I made it a habit to read every page of that manual from then on and started to incorporate those learnings and objectives into my pathways and then deliver the speeches. So this is how he helped me during my initial days, and that helped me complete the pathway called presentation mastery successfully throughout the past year. So after that, then cut to June 2021. So if you're a part of Toastmaster setting, you all know that June is a month where elections happen and all the members were thinking who will be the next president for the club. So that's when few of the members even called me and asked, Rajiv, how about you become the president? But I straight away rejected that offer, saying that, sir, I cannot take that president role because I'm currently in my fourth year of college. It's pretty important year for me, and I cannot manage a huge workload. Saying that, even they were fine, okay. They were like, okay, fine. But then entered the dragon, my mentor, Toastmaster Sivcharan. So he asked me the same question, and I gave the same answer. I cannot manage this workload. So that's when he said, Raju, what workload do you have? It's only a matter, the president's role is only a matter of 3 to 4 hours a week. And even if you cannot take time off for that as well, I cannot say anything. And he also added that president's role is more of a role of a manager, an organizer, rather than doing things. You don't do things, rather you make people do. So with this, along with that, he also shared his own experience of how he handled things when he was a president of the club, and what all challenges he faced during his president tenure, and how he overcome those challenges with the help of team, that is executive committee. So with hearing his president story, hearing his tenure full of ups and downs was what inspired me to take up this challenge and of managing club, and I carried the same confidence into the elections and I came out victorious. Hadn't it been the talk with my mentor that day, I wouldn't have been standing in front of you as the president of Secunderabad Toastmasters Club. So through which I would like to convey that I was fortunate to find a mentor who not only fine-tuned my communication qualities, but also he fine-tuned my leadership qualities and made me stand in front of you. So given my experience and increasing strength of member, I was assigned 4 mentors up to date as of now. So now I got a taste of how it feels to be a mentor. At the same time, how do I incorporate those learnings which I gained from my mentor and translate them to my mentees as well? Although it's been a short stint, but what I learned of being a mentor to 4 new members is that how do you adapt to different types of people? For example, the 4 mentees which have been assigned come from different backgrounds and they have different requirements for the speech. So some listen at one go, some needs multiple rounds of discussion so as to bring out the best in them. So this is what I've experienced as being a mentor, and I look forward to continuing this experience as well in the future. So with that, although it's a short time, I try my best as a mentor for these new members to so as I become their go-to Google Maps app in case of any trouble in the future. So over the years, my mobile is filled with many Google Maps apps through the form of mentors, and I seek to become a Google Maps app for the mentee, the new members as well. So how about you? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajeev. Indeed, an excellent speech. Wow. All the speakers were brilliant. And ladies and gentlemen, you might have witnessed that what I said at the beginning, that today's speakers are not only going to share the information, but also the experience. So all in all, as an audience, I found all the speeches, topics, enticing topics filled with enormous information and transformational experiences, real life experiences. So let's have huge round of applause for all the speakers. Great job done by all of you. Great job. Okay. All right. With this, let's get into another and very exciting session of today's meeting, where you will get an opportunity to think on a feed and express yourself. So for that,
just a note, we can have pollings for the
polls. Okay. Sorry for that. So what we'll do quickly, we will have a poll for a best speaker. Before that, timer, can you please confirm all the speakers are qualified?
Yes, Toastmaster Omkar. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
great. Okay. So let's go on with the polls first.
Yes, so I've launched the poll for best speaker of the day, and there are 5 speakers today, and I request everyone to please to vote. Even the speakers can vote for themselves as well. Let's take 10 seconds to do the same. Yeah, I've received 12 out of 15. I request the other 3 to please to vote. I hope everyone has received a pop-up. In case they haven't, please inform.
I have not received Niharika.
Oh. Okay. Then in that case, you can share your preference in the chat box to me personally. Right, I have received 13 of 15. Okay, then, so given the time limit, I'm ending the poll. Those who haven't received, they can share their votes to me personally. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajeev. Let's move on to another and exciting section of today's meeting, that is table topics. And for that, I would like to call upon table topic master of today's meeting, Toastmaster Ranjani. Over to you, Toastmaster Ranjani.
So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and all the guests present here today. I will be the table topic master for today. And like I said before, this segment in Toastmaster helps us develop 4 vital communication skills: thinking, listening, organization, and delivering skills. So there are some set of random topics that I have prepared that will help you become better at this improvisation. I hope everybody gives this a shot. I may randomly call anyone to participate, or you can volunteer to come up on the stage yourself. Timer, please note the time limit for this segment is 1 to 2 minutes. So before we get started, do we have any volunteers with us? I see we have 2 guests with us, guest Dinesh and guest Thami Sethi. Would any one of you like to go first?
Any topic, madam?
Yes, any topic. 1 second, I'll be sharing my screen. Is my screen visible to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have a set of 15 topics with me. You can choose a number from 1 to 15. And a topic will be displayed to you and you'll have to talk about it. So guest Thami Sethi, which number would you like to choose?
1 second, madam. 1 second. Any topic, madam?
Yeah, you can choose a number from 1 to 15.
This is one, madam.
Okay. Do you want to choose the first number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your topic is best advice you ever received.
Best advice you ever received.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for this is a continuation activity myself and listening only and not interact every time. Now is I feel very happy to share the some valuable inputs. I feel very happy and I'm become a lot of challenges myself and elevation the program is very important and also talk about everything is some different situation explanation and receive the program is very useful and also sometimes expression, sometimes not expressions, and also stage fear, and also everything is open up for the mindset. Now is after last 2 months, I am listening, only listening, not talk about open platform and also open Zoom meeting and also open our regular interactive meetings also. Useful to this program and at least and before after my role I'm not open the directly speaking in English. Now is now at least as a Toastmaster of Secunderabad region, at least I little bit at least 2-3 minutes express to you. I feel very happy about this session. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for giving the opportunity.
Thank you, guest Thamisetti, for volunteering and being the first speaker. So, guest Dinesh, would you like to go next? Guest Dinesh, are you still with us? Okay, so Toastmaster Saptarshi said he would like to volunteer.
Hello, I'm sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'd like to take a back seat and see how things go today.
Okay, sure, not a problem. So, Toastmaster Saptarshi?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you can choose a number from 2 to 15.
I would like to choose 7.
Okay, number 7. Your favorite TV series?
Okay, sure. I would like to see the timer.
I hope the timer is visible, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So well, my journey with TV series started in 2012 when I started my graduation in an engineering college in Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur. So I started with Big Bang Theory. Then I went to How I Met Your Mother. Then I went to Friends. Then I saw Dexter's and even the Transporter series. All of them are lovely, but I think there's one TV series that really hangs on to me, and that is Transporter. I do love Friends, which is a very popular TV series, but I think that one TV series that stuck with me is Transporter. The reason is I love driving. I love cars. I think cars make me very happy. Not in a way that, if I see a Ferrari, I'll be like, oh my God, look at that sports car, that's a Ferrari. Not like that. I think I appreciate sustainably engineered cars and I love driving them. I love road trips and I can go on anywhere. So the series Transporter, it actually showed a man who was the transporter. He delivered packages from one place to another and he did it as a business. And he drove his Audi A8 to places. He used to be threatened by the goons, the local goons. He used to be chased. He was chased by the police. He was chased by the gang members, the gundas. And no matter what, he always drove his car, which was extremely powerful, bulletproof, extremely fast, very safe. And he drove it anywhere. He drove it like we ride bikes in the traffic. And I think there are a lot of things that I learned from them. Is one thing is that you have to have control over your car, no matter what the situation. And the second thing is you should not lose to the fear that you might have. And then other thing is sometimes even I feel that, I might want to become that transporter someday, but it's very risky. I think not in this life. Maybe I would like to drive, not in a business way, not to transport things, but maybe just for fun, just to explore the world. That's all. Thank you.
That was a great speech, Toastmaster Saptarshi. I think I've got one more TV series added to my watch list.
Yeah.
So anyway, who would like to go next? Do we have any volunteers? Okay, since there are no volunteers, Toastmaster Srinivas, would you like to try?
Yeah, I would love to try.
Okay, sure, Toastmaster RamaRao. Sir, is the screen visible to you?
No, timer screen is visible. 1 minute. Yeah. Now your screen is visible. Let me go with number 15.
Number 15. Okay. Importance of communication. Toastmaster RamaRao.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Toastmaster, Table Topics Master. The world is zero without communication. Let it be human beings, let it be animals, let it be anything in nature. They have to communicate. Communication is the basic means of saying something to an other living being. So, importance of communication is equally important as the nature itself. But there is a flavor, right? When you have so many drinks in the market, I'm talking about soft drinks. So you will go with one particular soft drink because you love it or you like it. In the same way, though communication is universal, there is something which you love it and you like it. The communication which is straightforward, the communication which does not carry any double meaning, the communication which doesn't make you head down is the best mode of communication. The communication which motivates you, the communication which makes you understand, the communication which makes you feel worth living and worth helping someone is the best mode of communication. Communication is universal, but the flavor to communication, the mode of communication, the means of communication, and the final objective of the communication, if they are met, then communication becomes important. Thereby, we realize the importance of communication. Unless and until we meet a person who actually effectively communicated with us, we will not understand the importance of communication. Unless and until we taste honey, we will think every other drink is honey. Unless and until we meet a particular communicator who has effective mode of communication, we will not understand the importance of communication. It is something to be tasted and something to be experienced in person. Then only this particular topic, importance of communication, can be understood. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster RamaRao. You really made sense. So I think we have next volunteer with us, Toastmaster Onkar.
Yeah.
Can you see the screen, Toastmaster Onkar?
Yeah, I can see now.
Yeah, you can choose the number from 1 to 14 except 1 and 7.
Okay. 8th.
Life before smartphone.
Okay. Life before smartphone. When I look at my childhood days, or even the college days, still college time, I think life was really well connected. I think though it was not connected through device or through network, but it was a very heart to heart connection. Friends used to be in touch always because there was no other way to entertain yourself when there is the vacation time or weekends or whatever. And really, it was a life which was having a true meaning. It was a life where the one-on-one relation what matters a lot. And if I compare now the life of today's scenario versus the life when the smartphone were not at all in life, I think things were really in touch, truly in touch. Then, as we move on and invention happened, and from the the simple phone we get into the smartphone, and as we navigate from this thing to this in today's scenario, I think again we started becoming self-centric. That touch, human to human touch, the one-on-one communication has started significantly reduced. But do I mean that using smartphone is bad? I think the answer is big no. However, we need to be very cautious whether technology is using us or we are using technology. So I leave it up to the individual what to talk about. I think today we had a fantastic speeches around the topic. So all in all, I would say the life before smartphone was really a smart in a true meaning, because we were discussing, we were connecting, we were having heart-to-heart discussion with each other, whether it is family, whether it is friend or anyone. But now uh, smartphone definitely bringing a lot of advantages, but there are lots of disadvantages as well. So one suggestion, even which I also judiciously follow, I mark that digital detox time in day-to-day life, and I really enjoy it thoroughly. Very interesting topic. Thank you so much for this topic, and over to you, double topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Onkar. I think it really makes sense that digital detox is something that is very important to all of us. So anyway, who would like to go next? Toastmaster Maulika? Okay, we have Toastmaster Pavan who would like to go next. So you can choose a number between 2 to 14, except 7 and 8.
Number 2.
Okay. Should exams or tests be banned? That's the topic. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Can I start?
Yes, you can start.
And good afternoon once more. Myself, Pavan. And exams and tests should not be banned, because exams and tests will able to know up to how much percentage we are understanding the topic, and also how much we have to improve, and also how much I should learn, and also how much I have to improve. Exams, like nowadays, people are not showing interest on exams, and some of them are showing and some of them are not showing. And even though tests to do, exams and tests, as per my perspective, exams and tests should not be banned, because we can able to know the ability of ourselves, and also how much we have to improve on that. And second thing, with these exams and tests, the percentage of what we got and how much the percentage what we got, will know that okay, up to this much percentage I am good. How I have to improve my for the percentage to 70 to 80, for example. If you want to improve your percentage around 80, so that you have to work hard, and also you have to acquire extra knowledge, not only from classes, but with the help of the internet. And my thing is exams and tests should not be banned. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavan. And given the time constraint, the next speaker will be the last speaker for this segment. And we have a volunteer, Toastmaster Pranidhi. So you can choose a number from 3 to 14, except 7 and 8.
Except
7 and 8.
I'll choose 4.
Okay. So your topic is 3 things that you want to do in your life.
Can I start?
Yes, you can start.
Thank you, Ranjani, for giving me this opportunity. 3 things in my life I wanted to do is I want to reduce my anger is the first thing I have to reduce, because it's a big drawback for me. If the things doesn't go well, I'll get angry easily and I'll shout. Either I shout on another person, or I'll sit silently. This has to be improved in myself. And the second thing, I have to lose my laziness, because because of this laziness, I could not do any work and I could not show any interest in doing the work. And as I have in my list, there are many things to improve. So these are the 2 things. And the third one is I have to make an habit of reading the books and reduce my phone, as Snigdha has spoke about the phone addiction. I was also addicted to phone a lot, so I have to reduce these things. And these are the 3 things I wanted to improve in myself, because if we reduce these 3 things, we can improve ourselves. So these are important in my life to get improved. Thank you. And overall, these are the 3 things which are lagging me. So thank you. Over to you, Ranjani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranidhi. Personally, I could relate to the laziness part that you had mentioned. So this was a fun segment. We had all the speakers being very spontaneous here. That brings us end to this table topic master session. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Onkar.
We can have polls.
Yeah, let's have polls first. Timer, all speakers are qualified? Table topic speakers?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day. Yes, please
Okay.
qualification today. Yes.
Okay, thanks for confirmation. Let's go on with the polls.
Yeah, so I've launched the poll. So I hope everyone has got the pop-up. So Niharika, did you get that pop-up?
Yes, I got the poll.
Oh. Yeah, let's take 10 more seconds to do the same. Right, I have received the votes and I'm ending the poll. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ranjani, for conducting exhilarating session on table topics. I hope all guests and members have thoroughly enjoyed it. Great. Let's move on to another exciting session. And as we know that someone has beautifully said that evaluation is the breakfast of champion. In life, whatever we do, we need to have thoroughly analyzed, right? And that's how we can come to know what went right and where we need to improve further. So in order to do that, we are going to get into one of the critical section of today's meeting, that is evaluation. And for that, I would like to request Toastmaster Ali, first evaluator, to share the evaluation of Toastmaster Niharika's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Ali.
Thank you, Toastmaster Onkar. First of all, congratulations to Toastmaster Niharika on completing her level 2. I think her level 2 is complete, right, Toastmaster TMOD?
Yes.
So congratulations on completing your level 2. So you started off with a personal experience. That always is a very positive sign, as it instantly engages the audience and keeps the audience hooked to the speech. So starting off with a personal experience was a very good idea, and congratulations on that. So the positives of the speech were, again, as soon as you narrated the personal experience, you ended it with a question. Following a personal experience with a question is kind of a 1+1 free on engaging the audience, as whoever any member of the audience who were not engaged during the experience will definitely be engaged by the time you finish the question. So props on that. That was a really good idea. So you mentioned the differences between mentoring, coaching, and teaching. That is a really good point that you've elaborated, as a lot of people, including myself, sometimes I confuse coaching with mentoring and teaching. So that was a very good point that you made, and you elaborated very nicely on that. So you were using your hand movements. You were using your hands almost throughout the entire speech, and that I liked very much because it signaled a certain amount of confidence. So projecting confidence will again help resonate with the audience. Coming to a couple of negatives in your speech, I found out not really negative points of improvement, perhaps. Your speech was a little monotonous. There were no voice modulations as such. It was in a single tone. So if you could have had a little more voice modulation, it would have been a little more easier to follow. So that is, I think, something you need to work on. And the ending, although the ending was good, no doubt it wasn't. But if you would have ended on the part, for example, about the Lord Krishna story, it would have been better. And the Oprah Winfrey quote, if you have said a little better, that would have been a little more bang on ending, I'd say. So ending, I feel, got a little stretched with the story first and the quote second. So if you would have inverted that, then I think it would have been a lot better. So overall, great speech. You did a really good job, and congratulations once again on completing your level 2. Over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali, for your valuable inputs. Let's move on to evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Pranidhi, who is going to share evaluation of Toastmaster Snigdha's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranidhi.
Thank you, Onkar. A round of applause to Snigdha for her level 1 fourth pathway, in her pathway. And as correctly said by Snigdha, nowadays we are so much addicted to the phones. As nowadays, as technology is increasing, we all are becoming the tech savvies and technology addicted mainly to the phones. And what Sigma has said, that it was a bitter truth that we are looking into the phones continuously. And if the person who are sitting behind us also, if we want to work with the others, we are messaging to them and saying that so Snigdha, I need some work. We are that too, not to buy directly, but through phones. It was so sad nowadays. It's becoming like this. So there are some changes you need to improve, Snigdha. That is, I felt like you are going very fastly. So you would have slowed at some point. You would have spoke little slowly at some point. And the modulation of your voice is not to be corrected, Snigdha. And the other points are overall speech was good, and mainly the suggestions are so excellent. And once you said that to make digital well-being apps and smart time apps. The smart time apps I also installed it and have seen that how much time I have used the Instagram or WhatsApp. So it really worked. I was installed and uninstalled that, and the digital well-being is also in my phone. But you would have shown that things like how can we install? Many of the people don't know, like me and you and the Onkar may also know that, but few people don't. And if you have shown how to install and how to work with that, so it would be better helpful for the people. And I want to ask you a question that you have suggested these things, but did you really work on that? And how many hours you would have mentioned that you would have before using the digital well-being, you how much time you used to spend on phone, and right now how much time you are spending after the digital well-being? If you would have suggested, if you had really shown that, it would be better for the people as an example, for as you are really implemented in your real life. That would be a real life example to other people. So there, not only this, you would have suggested many more things like what shorten the time by involving with the other people. So these are the few suggestions to you, Signa. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Onkar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranidhi. With this, let's move on to third evaluator, Toastmaster RamaRao. He's going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Saptarshi. Over to you, Toastmaster RamaRao.
Thank you, TMOD. Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to Toastmaster Saptarshi in particular. You have delivered a wonderful speech. I will divide my evaluation into three parts: the good, the improvement, and the conclusion. The good is you have started with a simple quote which contains everything about mentoring. That is, learn from mistakes of others. Who is that other in this context? It is a mentor. Even he is a normal human being, but who has experienced everything, and he is sharing that experience to you. He is telling you, I have committed these mistakes and I have learned. My mentor has committed these mistakes and he has educated me. So this is passing on from one to another. It is from level 1 to level 2. It is passing on. Acharya Paryantam. That's wonderfully said. And the importance of mentor and everything was well mentioned, as it is the purpose of the project. Purpose was well defined. The difference between coach and mentor was well defined. And the example of trekking was very good. And your example of Ladakh driving was also wonderfully explained. Coming to improvement part, the purpose of the project was met, but the purpose of the speech is only partially met, because you are supposed to give an example which actually exemplifies the importance of mentoring and what did you learn from mentoring. That was missing, because the example which you have given about trekking and the example of Ladakh did not exemplify what actually mentoring is all about. You could not drive home that point. You were just going around, right? And you said a mentor is going to be forever and coach is not going to be forever. It's not true. No mentor is perfect and no mentor is permanent, and no mentor has got all the knowledge which you need for your entire life. He has his own limitations. His knowledge is limited, right? So that is not actually supporting the statements. And all the journey has really played an important role. You did not give that. And as you progress in your levels of speech, right? L1, P2, L2, P4, right? You have progressed a bit. After that, you are supposed to take care of both the purpose of the project and purpose of the speech. You have missed it, and which is not actually worth doing it. And you had enough time to conclude your speech, but I don't know why you hurried it up. You could have at least used that conclusion time to make things drive home the point. You could have used that time to make your speech more meaningful, or at least meet the purpose of the speech. All in all, it was a good speech. You have drafted the opening very well. You have continued the body very well, but you missed the purpose and the conclusion of the speech. Thank you, and better luck for the next speech. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster RamaRao, for demonstrating critical evaluation. And now let's move forward to the next evaluator, Toastmaster Saransh. He's going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Pavan. Over to you, Toastmaster Saransh.
Hello.
Yeah, you're audible and visible too.
Yeah. So yeah, a very good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and a special good afternoon to Toastmaster Pavan. You gave your L1 P2 speech today, and I wanted to congratulate you for giving such a wonderful and enthralling speech. So I would like to divide my evaluation into 3 segments: the good, the improvements, and my conclusion. First of all, I would like to comment on what I really considered as the highlights of the speech. The first thing being the content. It was really good. It was personalized. You used your own story to express what you wanted to say about your journey, and you used real life examples, like how you were addicted to social media and how you overcame using different scientific methods, and you also used a lot of researched information which gave a lot of credibility to your story as well. The second thing I wanted to commend you on is the is how relatable your content was to the audience. Now, the overcoming challenges is something that we all face, and I think that your your perception of how the audience is really expressed. You really expressed yourself in your speech, so kudos on that. And your confidence level and the clarity of your voice, it was also really amazing, because this being your, I think, second speech in Toastmasters, so it's really commendable. Now, the areas of improvement which I think you can really work on is, I would like to say firstly that the introduction and the conclusion, these two components of a speech really leave a lasting impact on the audience. So both your introduction and conclusion were a bit shaky. I can say you could have started with an intriguing quote, like for detoxing, you could have said disconnect to connect. So that would have hooked the audience. And you could have also concluded it by asking a question to the audience, or emphasizing your purpose of the speech again. And the second improvement, the recommendation I would like to give you is to use more of a body language. Although you were trying to use your hands, but that was not reflecting so much. You could have used other actions as well. For instance, you could have said that I spent 8 to 9 hours texting on my phone, and so this would have kept the audience engaged as well. But overall, given you are so early in your Toastmasters journey, so there will be a lot of speeches ahead of in front of you, and I'm sure that working on these things, you will be able to become that orator you wish to be in the future. And I wish you all the best, Toastmaster Pavan. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saransh, for sharing very valuable inputs. I hope speaker will find it quite useful. Okay, let's move on to the last but not the least evaluator, Toastmaster Vivek, who is going to share evaluation of Toastmaster Rajeev. Over to you, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. GPS stands for Group Positioning System and not Global Positioning System. This was the words of Sadhguru. And I think that resonated in my target speaker speech today. A very good afternoon to the fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. What a wonderful speech. Resonating that the Google Maps is nothing but a synonymous one for mentoring. My target speaker, Rajeev, started off with the positive vibes and continued all throughout with his hand gestures. I think that was a phenomenal part of body language of his speech. And in fact, the definition of mentoring was given a personal thought rather than being bookish or through the dictionary, which I personally like the most. Not giving speeches in all meetings, yet taking up roles was one of the best ever suggestions he has received from his mentor. And I think that was a subtle message for all of us around. So the target speaker's speech was indeed not just for himself, it did give away a message all throughout his speech. There are a certain places where I believe that my target speaker could have done better. They were that the word so was used a lot of times. If reduced, would have been a better impact for the speech. He did have transitions. He said that this was my first mentor and now moving on to the next one. Rather than that, in the later part of the speech, he said that I will cut to June 2021. I think that was a better way for transition rather than saying that I would wish to finish off now and then move on later. And just to add one more, that he was using CC manual. Probably if we had used that it was competent communicator manual, the new Toastmasters would have known what exactly it is. So I would say that how to be a mentor was also quite well covered by the speaker. We didn't just get experience of one side of the story, we got the experience of two sides of today's story. That is the target speaker being a mentee and taking forward those to become a mentor. What struck me the most in the overall of the speech is that a conversation between people is what mentorship is all about. With this just one learning and a powerful learning given by my target speaker, I think he is all set to move to the next level. And I thoroughly enjoyed the speech of mentoring. Google Maps would always remain in my heart. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vivek, for sharing excellent feedbacks. I hope your target speaker will include in subsequent speeches in order to be a better speaker. Thank you so much. I hope all of you find this session quite interesting. And now I think we can have a polling first, right, Rajeev? Timer, can you please confirm all evaluators are eligible to get it?
Yeah. So there is no disqualification.
Okay. So let's go on with the polling first.
Yes, so I have launched the polling for best evaluator. I request everyone to please do it. Let's take 20 seconds to do the same. Please inform if you are not able to receive the pop-up. Yeah, 5 more seconds. Okay, so I've received the votes and I'm ending the poll. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, thanks, Rajeev. Are we going to have polls for other role players as well? We don't have all the players, role players, so
we do. We can have it after timer report.
Okay, fine. So let's move on to another session that's I would like to request now Toastmaster Muthu to share the timers report. Over to you, Toastmaster Muthu.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Onkar. So, Niharika, this is for the prepared speech, sorry. Niharika, it is 6:31. Snigdha, it is 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Saptagiri, it is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 28 seconds. Pavan took 6 minutes, 11 seconds. And Rajeev took 7 minutes, 20 seconds. For our tabletop topics, Tamishetty, he took 1 minute 48 seconds. Saptarshi, 1 minute 59 seconds. RamaRao, 2 minutes 18 seconds. Onkar, 2 minutes 8 seconds. Pavan, 1 minute 48 seconds. And Pranidhi, 1 minute 30 seconds. And for evaluation topic, for the evaluation speakers, Ali took 2 minutes 59 seconds. Pranidhi took 3 minutes 20 seconds. RamaRao took 3 minutes 10 seconds. Saransh took 3 minutes 11 seconds. And Vivek took 3 minutes 4 seconds. So there are no disqualifications for today. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Muthu, for presenting a vivid report. Great. So Rajeev, we can move on to polling now.
Yes, polling for the best role player. It's between table topics, timer, and Toastmaster of the day. Yeah, so I've launched the poll for the same. I request everyone to please to vote. Right, there are 5 more seconds. Okay, I've received votes for that as well. I'm ending the poll.
Fine. Thank you so much, Rajiv. That's great. And with this, we are now about to conclude our meeting. I'm very sure that all of you might have enjoyed this meeting thoroughly. We have had a fantastic 5 speeches. We had a very engaging table topics as well as a very critical evaluation as well. With this, I am just signing off as a Toastmaster of the day and handing over this virtual stage to Toastmaster Ranjani. Over to you, Toastmaster Ranjani.
Yeah, I'll take over.
Yeah, please take it on.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Onkar, for hosting the meeting. So, friends, with this, we have come to the end of the meeting, and this is how a typical meeting looks like. And today we had a special speakathon where you all witnessed back-to-back 5 speeches from different on various topics, and you got a chance to hear from different perspectives and great learnings from it. And after which we entered the impromptu speaking session where where every one of you got a chance to brush up your impromptu speaking skills necessary for the upcoming contest. And at the same time, we also had the evaluations for the speeches through which the speakers will improve upon for the further speeches. Now I request the guests to share their feedback about how they felt about the meeting as a whole, and if they have any suggestions, you're more than welcome to share. So let us start with guest Dinesh, guest Tamishetty. Any one of you. So how did you feel about the meeting, Tamishetty?
Thank you, Raju. Actually, last 2-3 months, I will interact the Toastmaster. Now is I'm actually basically BSc and Telugu medium. Now is every day as listening the Toastmaster programs. Now is the first time I will express to all Toastmasters and also elevators and logo, and also basic fundamentals improvement the my communication skills. Definitely I will perfectly this Hyderabad reason. One day I will one day I will definitely overcome my English communication skill. A lot of thanks to all enter the this session is very useful in my personal life, and also my depending on my entire leadership team. I feel very happy. Don't miss different. Definitely every Sunday, and definitely today is communicate to only 1 minute. After that, every Sunday I will definitely 5 minutes to speak to or wrong or right, and definitely express myself. Thanks to everyone, I feel very proudly. I will announce the definitely this program. I enter my knowledge. Definitely share the others also. And thank you, Raju. Thank you, entire Toastmaster program. I feel
thank you,
proud of this session.
Yeah, thank you, Tamishetty, for your great compliments about the club. And I like your confidence because despite your whatever background you come from, the confidence with which you want, the zeal which you have to improve your communication is commendable. And I'd like you to continue the same confidence for the future meetings as well. We would like to see have you at our club in the near future. Thank you, Tamishetty.
Thank you.
And how about guest Dinesh? So I hope you had. Yes.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with all the speeches, and yeah, they were really good. And I'm pretty intimidated too because they were so good. But I also like the feedback that we got from people. Like they gave positive reinforcement. That was really important, I think, especially when people. I mean, public speaking is so scary, actually. So I like the positive feedback, and after that, they gave critical feedback where they were pointing out where you could improve. So that's also pretty important. So I was pretty impressed with the meeting overall.
Yeah, thank you, Dinesh. So hearing from you is just like seeing myself just 2.5 years ago when I when I joined the Secunderabad Toastmasters for the first time. Even I took a back seat and did not participate in anything. But But what I did is I eventually started attending meetings more and more, maintain that consistency, only through which I have come to this stage. And I request even you to do the same.
Yeah, definitely. Going to try to work on that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guest Dinesh. And I think that's it. Do we have any more? Okay. So yeah, so with that, I have few announcements to make for the upcoming meetings. So hope you all are aware of the milestone meeting which we are approaching as a club, 300 meeting for Secunderabad Toastmasters, and we are planning to celebrate in a grand manner. And for that, I have launched the Google form for every member to us to take the role players so as to make that event successful. So I've received few nominations. I request the other members who haven't filled it so as to participate in that meeting actively by taking the roles. And also I've shared the PDF of the description of each role player if you want to know what exactly that role does. So I request you all to just go through that form and that PDF again so as to get an idea and then participate in the milestone meeting. So in that milestone meeting, we are planning to have keynote speakers and great talent show, quiz show, and whatnot. So I hope you all are quite excited for that as well. And please do take active participation in that. And the second announcement is that so on 6th March, so we'll be having a milestone meeting on 6th March from preferably 10:30 or 11 a.m. That will be communicated to you soon. From there, as the regular timings till 1 p.m. And after that, after you have your lunch and fresh up, in the evening, we are planning to have a small get together in any of the open air cafes in and around Sainikpuri at around 5 p.m. And I request everyone to please do attend so that it will be our first offline meeting. I think in 3 to 4 months, we had our offline meeting in November, right? So,
we can tell that we will be giving some awards to them.
Yes. Yeah, we also have a surprise for all the members who will be attending. So please do take out time and attend. It will be only for 1 hour in an open air cafe so that we can have a small discussion, one coffee and few chats as well. Chat and a coffee, right? Okay, so this is the second announcement. And the third announcement is regarding the contest. So we are in the contest season and our club contest is on 20 March at the same timing. And the contest is for ISC, International Speech Contest, and the table topics. So I request all the members to start preparing from now itself so as to be ready and ace the contest as well. So with that and announcements, now let's see the results of the polls which I have conducted so far. So for that, let me share my screen. Yes, I hope you can see my screen now. So with that, now coming to the first poll, that is the best table topic speaker goes to three, not one, not two, but three speakers, Toastmaster Saptarshi, Onkar, and Toastmaster RamaRao. It was a tiebreaker between all of them. Congratulations to all three of them. Right. Now the second poll is for best role player and it goes to Toastmaster Onkar. So congratulations Toastmaster Onkar for hosting the meeting.
Thanks.
The next poll is for the best evaluator and it goes to Toastmaster B R Vivek for his evaluation of speech 5.
Thank you.
So congratulations Toastmaster Vivek. Now coming to the best speaker, we had 5 speakers. So any guesses who's the best speaker? Niharika, Snigdha, Pavan, and myself, Saptarshi. Who's the best speaker? Okay, so the best speaker goes to myself, Toastmaster Rajeev. I thank all the members who voted for me, and all at the same time, all the other speeches were great as well, and great learning for me as well. So with that, we have come to the polls. Awards is done for today's meeting, and do we have any more announcements? Yeah, we'll be having our renewals for the club from April to September. So it will be the renewals will open in March, and I request the information regarding the same will be released in the WhatsApp group as well. So accordingly, you can pay your membership dues and continue your membership at ST. Right. So I think I've given a comprehensive. I've completed all the announcements. And Vikram, do you have any more?
No, I think you said everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So right with that, Yeah, so I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Ranjani for the closing remarks, and I hope, yeah. So before that, I request everyone to please switch on your camera so that you can have a small photo session.
So Rajiv, just quickly, I wanted to say I didn't know how these 2 hours went. Those 5 speeches. I was thinking 5 big speeches, but I think this 5 went off in a jiffy, and we wanted it more. Great show today.
Yes. Yeah, we will be having more speeches on 20 March.
So I think one more information. I think did you tell members? Of course, all members know that to compete in the ISC contest on 20th March in ISC, members should complete level 2.
Yeah, I think today 3 people completed level 2.
Yeah.
Niharika, myself, and
Niharika,
Saptarshi.
Yourself and Saptarshi, 3 people. So we have got 20 days time more for them to complete ISC, L2 if.
Vikram, when is the physical meeting? I'm missing the date. The 300 meeting.
That we'll be convening and
yeah, actually.
Yeah, Rajiv.
Yes. So after the contest, we are 20 March. We'll be having a club contest. It is held virtually, and on 27 we are having an area contest. So it is also as it's on Sunday. So from April we are planning to move to offline meetings. So we'll communicate the exact date and time in the group. So please stay tuned. Okay. Yeah. So before that, let's have a quick photo. So 3, 2, 1. Smile. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Ranjani for closing remarks.
This was a fun session. With this, this brings us to the end of the meeting. I declare the meeting closed.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. See you on milestone meeting, and also for the get together in the evening as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all.